to the 23rd Annual UCA Sports Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony. I'm Matt Whiting, and I have the great privilege of serving... Did we lose it? Oh, there it is. I have the great privilege of serving as Director of Athletics here at the University of Central Arkansas. Hall of Fame weekend is always a special weekend on our campus and a great tradition for Central Arkansas athletics. One where we recognize the outstanding accomplishments of those who have donned the purple and gray and welcome new members to the UCA Sports Hall of Fame. And we have a very, very deserving class to introduce to you today. We appreciate you being here and sharing with us in this fine ceremony. And before we begin, let's take a moment to remember our Hall of Fame members who passed away this past year. From the class of 2013, Jim DeVasier. From the class of 2005, Bill Johnson. From the class of 2013, Jim Landers. From the class of 2009, James Red Morgan. From the class of 2015, Clyde Traylor. Please join me in a moment of silence to recognize these UCA Sports Hall of Fame members. Thank you. As is customary, we begin with an impressive and appropriate opening to our UCA Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony, our Walk of Honor. From the class of 2001, Raymond Bright, represented today by Mr. Retta Bright. From the class of 2001, Bobby Tyner. From the class of 2002, Randy Huffstickler. From the class of 2002, Richard Martin Jr. From the class of 2004, Charles Limley. From the class of 2004, Natalie Martin Schock. From the class of 2008, Jay Fox. From the class of 2008, Eldon Holly. Class of 2008, Jennifer McClendon Andrews. The class of 2010, Ernie Miller. In the class of 2013, Jerry Joe Harrison. From the class of 2014, Kevin Irvin. In the class of 2015, Buzz Bolding. In the class of 2015, Alan Perry. From the class of 2016, Bobby Hill. In the class of 2017, Tom Howard. From the class of 2017, Tim Woods. From the class of 2018, Corey Cangelosi. the class of 2019, Woody Cummins. Also from the class of 2019, Richard McCauley. From the class of 2021, Greg Dunseith. From the class of 2021, Robin Smith Everson. From the class of 2021, Ted Yoder. From the class of 2022, Mary Hamner Latham. Class of 2022, Coach Vance Strange. From the class of 2023, Charlie Combs. And from the class of 2023, Tom McConaughey. And now, let's meet the UCA Sports Hall of Fame class of 2024 inductees. From track and field, Kenneth Allen. From softball, Casey Britt. Being recognized posthumously and represented today by Patrick Lomack from track and field, Verna Curry. From baseball and coaching, Morgan Gilbert. From football, Damian Land. From football, Robert Tate. And from women's basketball, Janae Walker. Let's give all of our UCA Sports Hall of Fame members a round of applause. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium your Master of Ceremonies for today and our very own UCA Sports Hall of Fame member, Dr. Woody Cummins.
Thank you, Mr. Athletic Director. Listen, we've discovered something that there's several people here today that are having a little problem. This is one of the best days in all of UCA every year, and we noticed there were some Wonder Boys here, and there's some Reddies, and y'all were not fortunate enough to be in Bear Nation. So I checked with the president, and we have made you official Bears for a day. That's only a day. But thank you. Let's call now, I need to give some instructions first. After the invocation, what we will do is we will have the buffet set up in the back, and we're going to divide a line right here. Now, you've got a decision to make. This half go over here and go through the line, and you can see you can serve from both sides of the table, and this half go through that side. Also, I'd be neglectful if I didn't call to your attention. In your book, you will see the members of the UCA Sports Hall of Fame Committee. They make it possible, their efforts and their work, along with the athletic staff of UCA, for us to have such a wonderful celebration as this. So if you see them here tonight or this morning, please thank them for all that they do. Now, I'd like to call to the microphone Coach Richard Martin, and he will give us our invocation.
morning. My friends told me when I get up here, it don't take that long to say a prayer. So let us pray. Most Heavenly Father, I thank you for looking over us last night. I ask you to bless all the Hall of Fame members that's going in today. Bless their families. And I ask you to bless the food, bless the preparers of the food. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank God.
Please feel free to start going through the line and enjoy your meal. I'm at 1 this morning and is still making it here to be with us. Now, he's the leader of this institution, and there are very many of us around here that are just tickled to death that he's our leader. Please welcome to the podium Dr. Houston Davis.
Thank you, Woody. Appreciate you. If you're throwing a party, I'm going to show up, that's for sure. Well, it's great to see all of you. This day is always, it's like Old Home Week. It's a mini homecoming for our campus, and I love being able to see everyone greet each other. And I know there are folks that haven't seen many of these faces in maybe decades, but certainly years in many cases. Thank you for taking time to be here to celebrate this class, but also to lift up and celebrate everybody that is in our Sports Hall of Fame. I can tell you that there are a lot of great things going on at the University of Central Arkansas. And if you've not been on our campus in a long time, please, please, please become more of a regular. With our growth and our energy on campus with our students, this particular fall, we had a growth of 26% in our incoming class, which is remarkable, yes. And it's because of a lot of things, and our UCA commitment program and some other, but the biggest reason is just the energy on this campus. Those of you know that this university is built on relationships. It's not transactional that people just come here to get a degree. It's that they come here, that they make lasting memories, lasting friendships, and it is a powerful part of their story and their narrative once they leave here. That energy is what fuels that, and a lot of what we have to be proud of and the foundation that's built upon is represented here in this room. You have poured yourself into this university. You have allowed us to aspire to the excellence that we do on a daily basis. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a part of our Bear family. And absolutely, to all of you that are being inducted today, go Bears!
Okay, I think we're ready. And so, the first new member of the UCA Sports Hall of Fame is Mr. Kenneth Allen.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Allen Jr., and I am here today with a heart full of gratitude and pride as we celebrate this prestige occasion for my father, Ken Allen Sr. This is an honor and privilege to be chosen to introduce not only my father, but also my best friend and role model for his induction into the UCA Hall of Fame. A little background about my father. He was born October 8, 1955 in Dallas, Texas, where he was the youngest of 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. My father gained interest in track at a young age of 5, which was introduced by his older brother, Fred Allen. Well, Uncle Fred is what we call him, where he instantly became a star. My father won numerous awards throughout his youth days up until he graduated high school from the great Lincoln High School in sunny Southside, Dallas, Texas, in 1974, where his record in the 400-meter still stands today. My father arrived at the campus of UCA in 1974, which his track career began in 1975, where he would go on to accomplish many accolades. A few of my father's accolades includes winning the 220-yard dash at the conference meet in 1975 with a time of 21.5. He ran second leg on the mile relay team at the conference meet in 1976 which set a record with a time of 3 minutes 12 seconds. My father also ran the anchor leg on the 400-meter team, which set a meet and school record with a time of 40.9. He was the first team All-American, National Player of the Year, first team All-Conference. He was a team captain, a letterman, a scholar athlete, and a champion, and still holds the record in the 400-meter at UCA with a time of 48.2. My father is also a graduate of UCA, which he received his degree in 1977. My father was more than an athlete at UCA. He was a dad. He was a dad to Frangie, to Kristen, and myself. He was a provider, a protector, a motivator, a mentor. He was our biggest cheerleader, a supporter, an advisor, always understanding, a hard worker, a disciplinarian, loving, and caring, which are just a few things that describe my father, Ken Allen Sr. A great father, which is an understatement for Ken Allen Sr. It's one of the most unsung, unpraised, unnoticed, and yet one of the most valuable assets in our society. Dad, there were multiple sacrifices that you made for our family, and not once did you complain while you still worked in order to assure that the best was delivered to your family. Dad, you loved your family unconditionally and was committed to all the actions, not as a sacrifice, but as a reverence for the family. Through thick and thin, Dad, you, Frangie, Kristen, the grandkids, and the rest of the family, and I will always be a team which our bond can never be broken. Dad, you have always been our hero, and we inducted you into the Hall of Fame a long time ago. But today, I am so proud to honor you, our team captain, Ken Allen Sr., as the newest member of the UCA Hall of Fame class of 2024. Take a bow, K9. You deserve it. We love you, Dad.
So the podium's not blocking.
Good morning. Good morning. 50 years ago, I came to Conway, Arkansas as an 18-year-old, snotty-nosed young boy. Didn't know what to expect, didn't know what was going to happen. But in my coming, William Bill Stevens came to Dallas twice, talked to me and my mother about coming to UCA. So that was about May of 1974. So about the time come to, school starts in now August, at that time, I was a little nervous. But I got here, and I'd like to tell you a little story about when I got here. When I got here, all the students, staff, they had heard that there was a boy that was going to change the game at UCA when I got here. But they didn't know my name. So they started to call me Dallas. And so that's the name that most people who know me here, they call me Dallas. My grandchildren, they don't know anything about that. So that's why I'm telling this story, so they would know. So one day, I was walking across campus, and one of the guys was calling me. He said, Dallas, Dallas. And I kept on walking because I didn't know what he was talking about. And so one of the other guys said, say, man. And his name was Virgil Williamson, if y'all know him. He's a big mouth. Virg say, man, he's talking to you. And I said, what? He said, he's talking, he's calling you. And he said, Dallas. So that's where my name came from. And so everybody, Coach Dick Moore, he calls me Dallas. Everybody that knows me from 1974 calls me Dallas. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out, and everybody looks good. And I want to thank Houston Davis for continuing this Hall of Fame at the university. I want to thank my mother and father for birthing me and giving me some athletic ability. I want to thank my high school coach who doubled duties for me. My high school coach was my brother and my coach. That was my son, called him Fred Allen. They called him Uncle Fred. He was my coach. He's the one that led me to UCA. And then I want to thank Coach William Bill Stevens for coming to Dallas and recruiting me. I also want to thank Coach Vance Strange, who was my coach. He was really the coach when Bill Stevens was here, because Coach Strange was right there. He was hands-on with the track boys. And then there was Richard Dick Martin. He was a teammate of mine for 2 years. And then the third year, he became the coach. And he thought he was my daddy. He would always tell me what to do. But I being a 19-year-old snotty nose, I didn't want to hear it, because he was my teammate, not my coach. So Coach Stevens sat us down, and he said, Dick Martin is the head coach, and if you don't like it, you can quit. So we got our act together. We got our act together. I also have one last thank you note to a friend of mine who brought me back here 12 years ago. He is a big supporter of UCA. He has a scholarship in his brother's name, Kenneth Abrams, and he brought me back. He said, man, you got to come see the campus. And so I said, well, I think he pressed it for about a couple of years. And I finally came, and boy, was it a big surprise. This campus was new. There was nothing that we had back in '76 on this campus. And my friend, who I'd be remiss if I didn't mention his name. His name is Orville Abrams, and he really was the one to guide me back to this school. I hate I didn't get my son in this school, but I'm going to try like hell to get my grandson in this school. His sport is a little different from mine. He plays baseball. So we went to visit the baseball coach, and I think he kind of turned us down a little bit, but we're going to still try and get him somewhere. But I want to thank all you beautiful fans, with all the other inductees, families. I want to thank you all for coming out to hear us being introduced to the public and to the university. And I want to thank Coach Matt for having me here, and all of the university Hall of Fame committees, and just everybody. I want to thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you.
All right, our next inductee is Miss Casey Britt.
My name is Melanie Bryant, and I'm a former teammate of Casey Britt. It is my honor to welcome Casey Britt to the UCA Hall of Fame. I had the pleasure of playing alongside Casey for 3 years. Casey and I share a passion for the game and a deep love for Jesus. After graduation, we were even roommates for a short period of time. We also share a competitive edge, and that is what I admire so much about Casey, why she is so deserving of this award. I regret to say that in retrospect, I feel bad for some of the coaches we played for, because what made Casey mad made me mad. So that way, we had two salty leaders. As a leader, Casey is a natural. She's honestly a natural at everything she does. In addition to being the leader of our team, she was the team DJ, the team clown, and the team devotional leader. She led by example, and that is what made playing alongside her so enjoyable. Although Casey may have spent most of her offseason in the athletic training room recovering from injuries every year, she did not require the polishing most athletes undergo during the offseason. Even with 2 knee braces and a screw in her finger, Casey could step up to the plate and hit home runs and make catches at first base that looked amazing. I can't emphasize enough how incredible Casey is as a player or a person, but I'll say this. She continues to play because of her passion for the game, and now she's a professional representing the USA team in slow pitch. Casey, I admire you, and I'm so proud of your achievements. Congratulations.
So it's funny that Melanie mentioned injuries when I am here with a crutch. So the crazy thing is, obviously, I was injured literally every year that I played here. So it's only fitting that I come back with a crutch and an injury. First, I want to start off by saying how excited I am to be up here today in a room with all of you helping represent UCA the right way. The athletic department has gone above and beyond organizing and hosting this weekend. Shout out to Ashley, who's been on the top of her game. I know it's her first year doing this. I also want to thank Matt Whiting, Jesse Taylor, and the selection committee for this honor. I want to thank Brad Teague for his leadership and guidance, as well as Natalie Schock for the love and devotion she has shown UCA athletics and women's sports. So I'll never forget getting a call to make a change. I was actually supposed to go to another college and come visit UCA a month before my freshman year. I was a wreck, literally in the car, a wreck, crying actually. But I said maybe 6 words on my visit, and the other 2 girls with me had assumed that I would immediately say no. Coach Kewen, who was my head coach at the time, or would be, had to tell them that that's just me at first, and you've got to get to know her. Fast forward 10 plus years now, I could talk to a brick wall. I'm extremely comfortable. And one of those girls is a very dear friend of mine. But you know those plans you make for yourself, and then God says, nope, I have something better for you. Well, that's what he did. I'm so glad I listened, because this university was one of the best decisions I've ever made. And it felt like home for many years, and still does every time I come visit. To Coach Kewen, who gave me the opportunity to play at UCA, I know I wouldn't have been here without him. Coach V, who constantly pushed me to be a better athlete on the field. Coach Benny, who molded me into a better person off the field. I'll never forget when she kicked me out of my comfort zone back then to pray over the team. So it's something I've loved doing ever since then with all the teams that I've coached to this day. Coach P, who in 1 year showed me I don't know it all. That every day there's room to learn something new. Y'all really took care of me. You may think that our time together was short and your impact small, but I sure hope not, because each of you have instilled important values that I've carried with me throughout my coaching career, so thank you. To my teammates, who Melanie was actually going to be here, but she's helping with relief for some of the hurricanes. I wouldn't have been successful without them. I don't remember all the wins and losses, but I do remember who stood by me during the countless hours of practice, workouts, road trips, and big moments. So back then we got to share softball, but now we get to share life updates. To my family, especially my parents, I'll never forget or take for granted the money spent, hours traveled, and support shown. From crawling out of a playpen during my mom's games while my dad coached, to playing the same sport as she did. I bet she didn't know she'd still be throwing me live batting practice. Well, not right now. Thank you for always believing in me and my goals. Last but certainly not least, I thank God for everything that he has given me. This was possible because of him, and proof that his blessings are endless. UCA will always hold a special place in my heart, and I'm truly honored and grateful to be a part of the Sports Hall of Fame with this amazing class and everyone already in it. So thank you.
Our next inductee is Vernon Curry, and he is represented by Patrick Lomack.
This is Coach John Brainerd. I'm deeply honored to know that I'm being able to introduce Vernon Curry. Vernon ran track for me at Malvern High School. He currently holds 3 school records at this point. Vernon ran in 1974, ran in the meet of champs. He was the high point scorer in the conference meet. And not only was he just a great track athlete, he was a person that was willing to work hard and do the extra. And like, for instance, on all our relays, we put him back to run the full extension, meaning he ran further than the guy that was bringing him the baton in. And it's just an honor to know that he's being inducted to the UCA Hall of Fame, and I thank everybody for letting me allow to do this. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Like they say, I'm Patrick Lomack, and that's my uncle, Vernon Curry. I don't know no names, so all I know is to say thank you, UCLA, for putting my uncle in the Hall of Fame, and that's basically all I got. So, thank you.
Our next inductee is Coach Morgan Gilbert.
Good morning, Bear fans. Bobby Tyner here, class of 2001. Morgan Gilbert, or is it Gilbert Morgan? Morgan, you're the only guy I know of that has 2 first names and 2 last names. So how about we just call you Coach, okay? And what a coach you were. 47 years in it. Nationwide, there's just a handful of coaches that have won 1,000 games in their sport. You did it in 2 sports, unbelievable, basketball and baseball. Your baseball field is named after you now. You're a great legend, and you do a great job working with the kids. Also, you're one of 12 people from the state of Arkansas that is in the National High School Federation. That is another feather in your cap. You've accomplished so many things, but the best thing that I have to say about you is you were a great teammate back in the 1960s when we were on those ASTC baseball teams. We won a lot of games and had a lot of fun. Morgan, let me be one of the first to welcome you to the UCA Sports Hall of Fame. Go Bears. Go Bears.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that had anything to do with this great honor. I'll have to admit, when I was walking the halls of Old Vets Hall back in the early 60s, I had some doubts that I'd even graduate, let alone be elected into the Hall of Fame. I've tried to keep up with the college as best I can over the years. I'm a member of the a lifetime member of the Alumni Association, a lifetime member of the Letterman's Club, and I have a brick in the walk over here. I've been following the college as best I could over the years. I'm proud of the progress they've made. Facilities are great, academics and athletically. But when people ask me where I went to school, I can't help myself. I still say, Bobby, I still say ASTC. Basically, I'm a Northeast Arkansas guy, having spent 80 of my 83 years in Northeast Arkansas. But the time I spent here in Conway were the most influential and important of my life. One, I got a college degree, which allowed me to have a 50-year career in the coaching and teaching field. I got to play baseball, which I always enjoyed doing,
and I met some very influential people that helped guide my career. In the PE department, Dr. Jeff Ferris taught classes, Dr. Cecil Garrison taught classes, Coach Frank Coon taught classes, Coach Cliff Horton taught classes. I got to play baseball for Coach Fletcher Lowry, and I did my practice teaching under Coach Harold Horton. So these guys are all in the UCA Hall of Fame. You know, when you graduate, or not when you graduate, when you retire, I guess graduation and retire is about the same thing. But when you retire, they say there's only one big event left. Well, I've been fortunate. I've had 3 big events. I was elected to the National Hall of Fame, the Arkansas Hall of Fame, and now the UCA Hall of Fame. And I hope that last big event is still a few years down the road. Thank you very much.
We hope it's quite a ways down the road too, Coach. Our next inductee is Damian Land.
Greetings, my fellow UCA alumni. My name is Robert Richard Jr., 2007 UCA Sports Hall of Fame inductee. Today, I'm here to talk about my frat brother, Damian Land, all of his accomplishments at the University of Arkansas. Damon has an impressive resume when he played football for the team. Let's start out talking about his 5 defensive touchdowns, which 4 were interceptions. He had 1 game where he had 3 interceptions. He also was the Gulf South Player of the Week 3 times. He's the number 1 interception leader amongst all the D-backs at the University of Arkansas, a 3-year letterman, and also a 2-time All-American. And also Damon won the L.B. Jackman Award for Defensive Player of the Year by the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Damon also is a pillar in his community and is a part of the UCA Purple Circle. So it's my pleasure to announce that Brother Damon Land as a new inductee of the 2024 UCA Sports Hall of Fame. Blue Fire.
Greetings. Good morning. First, giving honor to God, the reason I am who I am today. I just want to say thank you to the committee. Thank you to everybody who had a part in this event. My time at UCA, man, was short, seemed like. Now we're getting old, but man, I had a great time at UCA. 2 of my kids actually went to UCA and got one that's still here in the master's program playing his last year of football. But I want to say thank you to some special people in here, man. I want to say thank you to everybody stand up that's here with me real fast so we can just run this down real fast. If you can't stand up, thank you guys. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my kids, my wife sitting right there in the purple. Representing, she went to UCA also. But my speech is dedicated to not just to my ancestors, but to each generation that has come before me. Because I'm a product of making the next generation better. That's what we're supposed to do. And man, right now, I can see my ancestors my grandmothers, just beaming down with a glow of light right now. To see how far, not just I have come, but my family has come. And I want to say this award today, and I'm able to accept this award today, not just for me, but for my family. We did it. Not only are we a strong family, but we're a family that sticks together. And I know this might be off the path, but this is not just for me, but for my family. Stand up, Dad. Stand up. You see this man right here? This man coached my little league team from the time I was 5 years old. He took me out the team because he didn't like the way the man was coaching. He started coaching my little league team. He never missed one game of my athletic career. Never missed one game. I don't care where it was at. I want to say thank you to this gentleman. He picked up kids all summer long. Him, Mr. Womack, Uncle Dave. They picked up kids all summer long, less fortunate kids, put them in the back of the trucks, and we rode to practice. And look what we did today. Look at the end goal today. So if you ever feel like giving up, if you ever feel like something's not worth it, here we go. 46 years later, and this is how you reap the reward. Thank you, Daddy. I love you. In closing, I want to say, man, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. And I'm going to enjoy this award and be a member of the UCA family for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Our next inductee is Mr. Robert Tate.
Good morning. My name is Scott Swartz, and I'm very honored to introduce this morning Robert Tate as one of the newest members of the UCA Hall of Fame class of 2024. Robert Tate came to UCA after a very successful high school career in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, as a freshman in 1986. He and I are in the same class, and we had a lot of battles on the practice field during our time together here at UCA. Once on campus, he quickly became a standout as a defensive back for the UCA Bears under Coach Harold Horton. Robert was a four-time letterman from 1986 to 1989. He was also voted as an all-conference player his junior and senior year, and was voted as an NAIA All-American his senior year. He played on 4 straight conference championships, and those teams had an outstanding record of 39-5. For his career, Robert had 12 interceptions, leading the team in 1989 with 6, and an additional 17 pass breakups over his career. The defense that he was a part of in 1989 gave up only 90 points for the entire year, over a 10-game season, averaging 9 points a game. Pretty amazing. I know firsthand how good Tate was. We went against each other every day. There were no scout teams in that day, and we had to go against each other on the practice field. You know, everyone thinks that defensive backs just do pass defense, and Tate did a great job of that. But the thing that I remember about Robert Tate was he was an outstanding tackler. We always used to say that when number 17's got you in his sights, you might as well go down, because he was going to get you on the ground. He is to this day one of the best open field tacklers that I've ever seen. After graduating from UCA, Robert dedicated his life to making a difference in young people's lives, whether it be through teaching, coaching, or in an administrative role. Robert was always there to make the lives of his students, the kids at his school, make their life better. Again, it is my privilege to welcome Robert Tate as a new member to the UCA Sports Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Tate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Scott, for the introduction. Please forgive me. I didn't send a video in like I was supposed to. I guess because of excitement, I just misread the information. But I did ask if a guy could that was going to introduce me to come up, and they told me he can come up during my time, so I want my friend Keith Bruce to come up and further introduce me.
Thank you. If you all would indulge me just for a moment, first thing I want to do is take you back to 1979 to a boys club 12-year-old basketball game in which an undefeated Stallions team was playing against a team that had a kid that the Stallions just could not stop. This kid was getting bucket after bucket, and no matter what the Stallions did, they could not contain this kid. But somehow, the Stallions managed to take a 1-point lead as time was expiring. But before the buzzer sounded, this kid went up for a jump shot and made the jump shot and ripped the bottom of the nets and ripped the hearts right out of those 12-year-old kids that played for the Stallions. That kid was Robert Tate. And that was the day that I, the point guard for the Stallions, really understood what a special athlete Robert Tate was. Now, Robert, as you all know, would go on to excel in football and in basketball, although he was a terrible baseball player. Terrible, inexplicable, but I digress. But Robert and I would go on to compete against each other and compete with each other. We did things on the court together. We did things off the field of play together. And I would observe Robert, and I would observe how he would treat people and how he would conduct himself. And over the years, I've observed how he's parented, how he's coached, how he's taught. And I came to the conclusion that not only is he a special athlete, he is a special person. And if you know him, you know that every time he walks out of his front door and presents himself to the world, he represents the Tate family and the Carter family with excellence. He represents the community of Pine Bluff with excellence. He represents your University of Central Arkansas with excellence. So it is my privilege and my pleasure to introduce to you my brother, my best friend, the son of Robert and Floyd Reed Tate, the husband of Yolanda, the father of Cassidy, Trey, and Christian, your newly inducted Hall of Fame inductee, Coach Robert Tate.
And I thank the committee for allowing me to do that, and I do apologize for not sending a video in. So I'm going to be quick with my speech. First, I'd like to give honor to God, who's the Lord and my Savior. This is something that I never dreamed of. I do remember, I think it was my senior year, I was interviewed, and they asked me, what do I hope to accomplish that year? And I said, well, I wanted to make all conference and all American. But I never dreamed that I would be standing here being inducted to UCA Hall of Fame. So this, I get this, you know, I'm just overjoyed with it. So I thank the University of Central Arkansas. I'd like to thank my mom, Floyd Reed Tate, for the sacrifice she made during my football career from Little League all the way up to college. I still remember when she used to follow behind the team bus to games, no matter where we were playing. We were playing in Oklahoma, Texas, wherever we was playing, she was right behind the UCA team bus. And, so I thank her for that, and I love you, Mother dear. I'd like to thank the late Coach George Shelton, who coached me in high school, and he was my mentor. Coach Shelton did a lot for me. He had a lot to do with me coming to the University of Central Arkansas. He was the one, he wrote letters to the coaching staff. He sent film. And so I say, you know, he's with me going into this Hall of Fame. Thank you, Coach Shelton. I'd like to thank my best friends who's been there for me since the 3rd grade. Keith, my nephew Vincent, and two that's not here, Leroy West and Barry McDonley. Those 4 guys, they were the one that kept me on track when we was in high school. They never let me veer off path. If they saw me getting off path, they was like, Tate, it's not you, man. Let's not do this. And so they made sure that I stayed on track. And I thank you guys for that, and I love y'all. To Coach Harold Horton, the late Ronnie Kerr, and Mike Eisen for believing in me enough to take the chance to recruit me. I remember when I came up here on my recruiting trip, we was playing what we call the South Field then. And me and my mom came up, and Coach Horton got in the car with us and rode back to the field house. Don't know what he said to my mom, but when we got in the car, was coming home, she said, "I want you to come to school here." So here I am. So the rest is history. So again, I thank you, coaches. I want to thank my family for all the support from Little League to college. I'd like to thank my sister, the one who stood up there, Estella. I still remember when I was playing Little League football and we was playing in the Super Bowl. And after we won the Super Bowl, she ran across the field in a Burger Chef uniform. She was working at Burger Chef. And I still remember like it was yesterday, her running across the field to congratulate me on winning the Super Bowl in Little League. And I also thank her for stepping in for my mom when my mom transitioned. So she's like my second mom. So I love you, Louise. To my brother Michael Carter, who's also here. He was that listening ear for me. So whatever I need to talk, he was always there. No matter how long it was, we would talk on the phone for hours, and we still do it. We still do. And I thank you for being that listening ear and showing me all the support. Love you. To my children, my little dude, Trey Tate, to Kristen, Cassidy, and Miranda, thank y'all for being good kids. Love y'all. To my wonderful mother-in-law, Miss Holmes, thank you for accepting me as your son. I love you. And last and not least, to my best friend, the love of my life, the best part of Team Tate, my beautiful wife, Yolanda Tate. Thank you for loving me. And guys, we made it. We made it to the Hall of Fame. Love y'all.
And our next inductee is Miss Jenna. What am I going to say? I almost said Tate. Miss Jenna Walker. I was. Okay. Janae. I was told Jenna.
Hello everyone, my name is Breon Antonio Dennis Jr. and I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and I am related to the newest inductee into the Central Arkansas Hall of Fame, Janae Angel Lee Walker. Janae's journey began in England. Now when I first found out that it was England, I thought to myself, she doesn't sound British at all. She must have lived in the States a long time, but when I found out it was actually England, Arkansas, down southeast of Little Rock, I was like, okay, that makes more sense. But from the moment she stepped on the court of the University of Central Arkansas, she set the standards for excellence. During her time at UCA from 2000 to 2004, Janae made an indelible mark. Her stats are as follows. Truly impressive, 1,500 career points, nearly 1,200 rebounds, and a field goal percentage that placed her amongst the best. Janae was a versatile player, she'll tell you herself. She was capable of playing and defending multiple positions, and her ability to dominate the boards were unmatched. Her career highs of 31 points and 26 rebounds in a single game, I still want to see the video of that, resonates as a testament to her skills and determination. That was 26 boards against West Florida, still a school record. Janae was a 3-time All-Gulf South Conference first team selection, a member of the GSC All-Decade team, and a recognized nationally with an All-American honor. Janae truly made her mark, not just on the court. She graduated cum laude with degrees in math and sociology. She'll tell you herself. I don't know if you knew this, but math is really hard. She's a smart lady. When she was a Sugar Bear, they had a chance to play in Honolulu, Hawaii. They beat Rockhurst and Northwest Missouri there. I'm not sure why they needed to fly to Hawaii to play 2 teams we could almost walk to. But knowing how to travel and play overseas must have come in handy, because Janae's athletic accomplishment didn't end at UCA. She played overseas in Spain. Let me tell you more. There she led her team in scoring, rebounding, and minutes played. She never liked to get off the court, consistently earning Player of the Game's honor. She was more than just a player. She was a leader who inspired her teammates. Guiding them to victory, she earned accolades, including MVP awards and runner-up. I'm sure she thought she should have won MVP on that one. Finished in the South American Cup. Janae's dedication, work ethic, and leadership are qualities that have left a lasting impact on everyone who witnessed her illustrious career. She continues to be part of the basketball community through her work with the NBA Retired Players Association. Check this out. Steph Curry got a chance to meet her at a recent event. Beyond the numbers and awards, Janae's story is one of passions and perseverance. She balances the challenges of collegiate sports with academic commitments, showing a character and integrity that we can all admire. Her influence extends beyond the court. She's a role model for aspiring athletes and a source of pride for her family and her hometown of England, Arkansas, and the entire UCA community. Janae, your place in the UCA Hall of Fame is well deserved. Your legacy will continue to inspire future athletes for years to come. Congratulations on this incredible honor, and thank you for all you have done to elevate the Hall of Fame of UCA. You deserve a Hall of Fame intro, and here you go. Number 24, from England, Arkansas, Janae Walker.
No, you're fine. Most people get my name wrong. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. This is awesome. Let's give it up again to my new husband, Breon, for that intro video. Oh, my goodness. I just want to thank everyone first for being here. All my friends and family, my new family. Like I said, I just got married on August 24th. And so all my Dennis family is right here supporting me from Shreveport, Louisiana. As the video said, I'm from England, Arkansas. Not sure if any of you all know where England is, but it's about 45 minutes from here. When I was there, maybe 2,500 people, cotton fields, bean fields, there just wasn't much there. So to see me, I guess, where I'm at now and the accomplishments, you would think that I wasn't supposed to be here. I wasn't supposed to leave because a lot of people don't leave. Just because of the atmosphere. But I fell in love with sports. My first sport was softball. I probably wasn't as good as her, but fell in love with softball. And then I discovered basketball. I'm tall, so that came naturally to me. I love being in the backyard, just playing hours and hours and hours with the boys in the neighborhood. And then I kind of figured that I was getting kind of good at it. Went through junior high, made it into senior high, and then we had a lot of different coaching changes. Then all of a sudden they told us that we were getting a new coach my junior year. We were kind of, my friends, we were kind of just like, here we go with another coach again. We're thinking that all the coaches are going to be the same. Then here come this lady, this fiery redhead lady who said she had all of this experience and all of this. We found out that was a lie. But for some reason, what she did with us just really resonated. She got us to bring out our best ability. She put together the best team that I can possibly ever imagine my 11th and 12th grade year. We didn't win state. We should have. We should have won both years, but we didn't. But those friendships that I developed, they're going to last a lifetime.
And the coach, I mean, she's like a second mom to me. I hope she always stay in my life because without her, I wouldn't be here where I'm at today. After playing high school basketball, I was blessed to have a lot of scholarship offers from all over the United States. But I had, as you all know, my cousin coached at UCA, Shakola Seals, and so she played here, very good basketball player. And so she was coming to my house, talking to me, doing all this, telling me I should come to UCA, promising me this and the kitchen sink and all these things. And so she kind of persuaded me to go. Also, the thought of being homesick, that also resonates with you. You don't want to be homesick. Then I had a boyfriend. So I tell y'all kids, never pick a school because of a boyfriend or girlfriend, because they never work. They never work. But I showed up at UCA. I would have to say some of my other best friendships that I created were during my time at college. I grew up. I learned about life. I learned about decision making. You had to learn about being on your own. I had to figure out what I wanted to major in and what I wanted to be in life. Of course, I played basketball, having to navigate being a student athlete, which is very, very difficult. Having to figure out the reason I picked my math major. They were trying to push us in different areas that I think were easier, but I knew that I couldn't play basketball forever, so I needed to have something that I can fall back on. So that was the reason why I chose math. Now, mind you, when I was in my math classes, I didn't have anyone that looked like me in my math classes. And I also didn't have any athletes in these math classes, so I befriended quite a bit of nerds while I was in there because otherwise I don't think I would have made it. But it was a great time. Every year it was harder. My coach was hard on me, so it wasn't like I had an easy ride or anything. But I have to say that really helped me as I got older and into my older life, because life is hard, and every year life is going to get harder. I played all 4 years. I graduated with a math degree while I was there, and then I figured I didn't want to stop playing. But I didn't have a lot of examples to figure out. Mind you, I'm from England, Arkansas, so I didn't have a lot of examples on what should I do or how can I go and play on the next level. And so I started researching, and I started finding other people who did this same path. And then I got an agent, and then I made new friends. And then my agent got my first contract to play in Switzerland. If anyone knows where Switzerland is, very far. It's very, very far. They speak French, so I didn't know that at all. And so when I was there, they put me in French class 5 days a week, 4 hours a day. So I was like, I got to go to school again? And so that was traumatic. But I played there, then I ended up playing in Spain. I played all over Spain. My agent got me a chance to play for the Atlanta and Tulsa WNBA team. But I didn't really like the structure. It's nothing like it is now. The WNBA now, they're booming. Back then, they didn't really make too much money. The contracts wasn't guaranteed, so I'd rather go for the guaranteed contracts overseas. And so that's where I pretty much played the majority of my career, in Spain, Switzerland, Portugal, and Ecuador. And so you can imagine all the travels that I got to see, all the world that I got to see. But I have to say, it started being at UCA. While there, of course, I learned French. I lost a lot of it because when I played in Spain, and I spoke mostly Spanish there. So I'm fluent in Spanish because of that. So muchas gracias para estar aquí. So I speak in Spanish. And I ended up playing almost 8 years, traveling around the world. If you look at the movie Love and Basketball, if you haven't, everyone needs to watch that movie. It's like one of the best movies in the world. And that pretty much kind of details my life. I was there. I mean, a lot of times I was homesick. I was the only American a lot of times on the team, and then everybody was speaking another language, and it was me, this country town girl from England, Arkansas. But I held my own, and I think I did very well there. Got to see a lot of the world for free, so you can't beat that. And I thank God for all of that. After ball, I made the decision. My agent wanted me to play 5 more years, and I could have, but I said, man, I need to grow up one day. I need to use this math degree that was very difficult to achieve. And I said, I want to start my career. I want to start a family. I want to do these things. So I walked away, to me, on my own terms, on top. So I didn't want to walk away because I couldn't do it anymore or because I was injured. I was blessed to not have too many injuries. I broke my finger 3 times, broke my rib once, bruised tailbone, concussion, 1-time concussion, but for the most part, nothing too serious. And I still love the game. I play a lot now in men's leagues and women's leagues, but I see my end very near because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt again and not be able to play or be able to just function in life. After I finished basketball, I was able to use my math degree and work in finance. So to me, it all went full circle. But I just want to say I'm very honored for being here today and being chosen. I'm very honored that my friends and family who are here and in spirit decide to come and cheer me on. I think I've been their MVP for a long time. And so thank you all for coming. Well, thank you all for coming, and thank you.
Let's give all these inductees one round of applause. I'm going to ask our next speaker to come up and give closing remarks. We're especially proud of this young man. He's been assistant athletic director at UCA for 8 years. He worked under a wonderful administration. He's done a superb job for 8 years. And we're very pleased that President Davis chose to name him as our athletic director this fall. Please welcome back to the podium, Matt Whiting.
Thank you, Woody. And yes, what a great class of inductees for our class of 2024 today. Congratulations to all of you. Sure enjoyed your remarks. And today is always a day that we look forward to on campus. Just so great to see so many former student athletes back on campus and to, of course, recognize a great class. And we appreciate everyone being here today. I want to give a few thanks. It was mentioned earlier about our UCA Sports Hall of Fame Committee, Hall of Fame Selection Committee. Really appreciate all the hard work that goes in with this committee to select our class each year. And if we could, I would like for our committee members here today to please stand and enjoy a round of applause. Thank you, President Davis. I know you made it in at 1 a.m. this morning from Taiwan, and it's amazing that you're here, but sure appreciate you being here, and just extremely grateful for your leadership and your outstanding support of UCA Athletics, so thank you for all that you do. I would be remiss if I didn't introduce some of our great athletic staff members that really play a big role in putting this event on each year. I want to name a few and then also ask our entire athletic staff that's here today to please stand. Miss Ashley Reba. Ashley runs point on this event and does a great job for us. Jessie Taylor, Assistant AD for Compliance and Senior Woman Administrator for us. Steve East, Associate AD for Media Relations. Chase Beckbar, and all of our creative team, Director of Creative Services, appreciate all that you do to help us with this event, so thank you. We truly are a great Division I athletics program here at UCA, and when you look across the history of UCA athletics, we are a great program due to the accomplishments of all of our sports dating back over 100 years. The accolades and hard work by all of the Hall of Fame members within our Hall of Fame and those being inducted today pave the way for the success that we enjoy as an athletic department today. And we thank you for that commitment to this university, and we appreciate you being here today as we celebrate the UCA Sports Hall of Fame weekend. I want to go over just a few housekeeping notes before we close today's ceremony. If we could please have our Hall of Fame members, Hall of Fame inductees to stay near the stage for some photos. Also at 3 p.m. today, we will meet in the Hall of Fame room at Estes Stadium. And then at 3:45 p.m., roughly 3:45 p.m., I think it's actually scheduled for 3:51, but that's too exact for me. So that we'll be on the field, our pinning ceremony, and we'll be taking you down to the field. We appreciate everyone being here today to honor this great class, and certainly hope to see all of you on the stripes this afternoon as we take on the West Georgia Wolves at 4 p.m. Thank you for being here. Go Bears. Go Sugar Bears. Bear claws up.